You're listening to a DM podcast.
We would like to acknowledge and give thanks to the traditional owners of the land we record this podcast on, the Yagara and Turrbal people,
and their continued connection to the land and waterways on which we meet.
Hello and welcome back to Sportish, where we look at life through the lens of sport. And my name is Georgie Trickett, I think.
I think I'm Libby Trickett. I am entirely unsure because we have only just survived.
We are back from the June-July holidays. So at some point on the holidays, I said to my husband, I am just so tired.
So tired.
Ridiculously tired, despite the fact that we were on holidays.
Are we in perimenopause?
I don't know.
Is that what that is?
What is wrong with me? Do I have a virus? And then as we sort of entered the night before term 3 kicking back, I definitely started to feel this anxiety of I really have to lift here.
Yeah.
I've been in sloth mode, in hibernation mode almost because it's winter. And winter in Brisbane, it's like other people's summer.
Stunning.
But it's beautiful. And so we've been very relaxed and we haven't been having to take people to practices.
But don't you think it's funny? I find it really funny because it's like at the end of term, I don't know about you, Georgie, but I know for me, I limp towards the end of
we all do. And the thought of not having to make lunch boxes, to not having to set alarms.
It's desirable.
I'm so excited about it. I'm like, let's put the school bags away. Let's make sure they don't have an apple or a banana at the bottom of the bag.
Yeah.
Let's put it away and not look at it.
So you limp towards holidays and you're like, yes.
Yeah, the irony.
Holidays. And then you get to the end of holidays and you're like, oh my God, get them back to school.
They need to go.
And then within like a week or two of being back at school, you're like, oh my God.
It's very confusing. And it's not unique to us, Lib. I know many parents who are in the same boat that are like, holidays need to be done. And then they're back in term 3. And term 3 is an intense term when it comes to sport. There's a really solid winter sport fixture program.
Yes.
Across lots of schools and lots of clubs. Everybody's in the mix of it. I don't know why it always seems to hit in term 3, but it's busy.
I think because we're all tired.
And we're all tired. We're all broken. And we needed that holiday.
But welcome back. Here we are.
What an uplifting start. Wow.
And we are lifting.
And up we go. And to start with that lift, we need to talk about all the real sport, or when I say real, like the actual happening at the moment sport.
Yes, live sport.
The live sport that's been going on.
We need to talk about Scotty Scheffler. And the golf.
Yes.
And the press conference that he gave.
Let's start there. Why not?
Why not?
Because that was the most recent thing. So who is Scotty Scheffler?
So Scotty Scheffler is world number 1 golfer.
Really good golfer.
Like maybe he's not world number 1, but he's very good.
He just won some sort of jacket somewhere.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's very, very good. He is world number 1.
Yeah, we'll go.
He is. It's all right.
Let's just say that he is.
I really put you on the spot when I threw to you to say, who is Scotty Scheffler?
I'm sure he's world number 1.
What? That is not my job. I bring the vibes.
I'm not the details girl, Georgie. I am the vibes chick. I lift us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I lift the vibes. Yes, world number 1 golfer. He had the most extraordinary press conference, which just went incredibly viral last week.
Yes.
And it was basically what he was saying. He doesn't know necessarily that golf is like this incredibly fulfilling thing. It's like it's amazing to be able to do it. He loves it. He's passionate about it. But that's not the thing that's going to fill him up as a human.
And it's not going to define him.
And if anything, if, golf kind of starts to get in the way of his relationships with his wife or his son, then that's the last day that he's going to be playing professional golf. And I just thought it was just the most extraordinary conversation because I think so many people put these people on pedestals. Well, and that's not just sporting people, but that's, actors and actresses and
CEOs.
Oh my God. We need to do a deep dive into that for a second. People who are rich and famous. Like we put these people on a pedestal and go, they must be happy and completely fulfilled and lacking nothing.
Yes.
And it's just not the case.
What was fascinating to me were the number of elite athletes. So there was a couple of retired athletes and a current elite athlete who reached out to us through our DMs and said, it's quite remarkable, one, that he's had this realization while he's in it.
Oh, it blows my mind that he has that.
Yes.
Because it took me years to realize that.
Yes.
I knew it unconsciously when I won in Beijing.
Yeah.
So like I had this moment where I'm like, oh,
you felt something was weird, but you didn't know what the words were around it.
Correct. I didn't have the words around it. I knew, I was like, if I win gold, then that'll be like my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Like the skies will part and my life will be perfect and nothing will be wrong. And it's like, no, that's not it.
Yeah, actually, that's not how it works out. Another elite athlete said to us, only athletes can understand that. And I thought that was really interesting because I definitely agree to be in that sporting moment and to have reached those lofty heights and to know then that that's not it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely something that's specific to athletes.
Yes.
And also, it happens to all of us just in different
moments,
ways.
yeah.
And in very less high profile ways, I would say, where you have these aspirations and you think that's the thing that will make you happy.
Like you get a job promotion and you're like, yes, this is going to be the thing.
Now everything will fall into place.
Yes, I got this.
It doesn't.
I got this pay raise, or I bought this house, or I, got this bag, or whatever it might be. Yeah. And it's like, no, that's not the thing that makes you happy.
There's a fabulous interview on ABC Sport Daily with Ben Crowe.
Oh, yes.
Who unpacks everything about what he said. And he said, look, he's obviously in a bit of a confusing place at the moment, which is completely understandable when it's like he's almost having a therapy session with a press pack after winning an event.
I loved at the end of what he said, he's like, am I making any sense?
Yeah.
And the press are like, no. And he's like, oh, am I not?
Yeah.
Whereas everyone else is like, yes.
The world is like, oh, we see exactly what this is.
Yes.
Go and listen to that. Ben Crowe is the person who speaks so beautifully on this. Yeah. He's a mindset coach for Ash Barty, for Stephanie Gilmore. He's worked with many, many elites in the space and helped them to understand what their why is.
Yes.
And he talks
and their
about
purpose.
Yeah. And he talks about it's not about what we're doing.
It's not about being a human doing, it's about being a human being.
Yes. Thank you.
Same.
Same, practically the same.
It's the vibe.
We've had a complete role reversal today. Go and listen to Ben Crowe. He can articulate it far better than we can.
Georgie.
Lisbeth.
F1.
So,
just the biggest bombshells.
There's so many things to unpack.
Please.
I think we need to start with the racing.
Okay. I was ready to launch about Christian Horner.
No, I think we've got to build to that.
Cool, let's build. I love that you want to build. Let's build.
Yeah, because we have to tell a story. And I think it's good to tell it in chronological order.
Love it. Go for it.
So Silverstone happened on a Sunday a couple of weeks ago.
Correct.
It was an absolute schmozzle.
Well, yes.
You say fun, I say a hot mess.
It was a hot mess.
So because it rained, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it rained so much and in such quantities that the safety car was coming out all the time. At one point, the safety car came out just because the rain was so heavy.
Yeah, it was next level.
But it made it incredibly interesting because then everyone's trying to work out their tyre strategy all the time. And that was pivotal to the entire race.
Massively.
So I can't remember what the order was on the pole, but essentially Oscar Piastri at some point was in the lead. And many safety cars came out while Oscar's in the lead. And what I now know and understand quite in detail is that when the safety car, the physical safety car, pulls off the track, then the track leader, who at this point is Oscar Piastri, is in effect a de facto safety car.
Yes.
So they become a safety car. They set the pace and they decide when the race will then begin in earnest. So they can make the call. So Oscar had done that a few times already, and then the physical safety car in this particular instance pulls off the track. And Oscar is trundling along and at that point slams on the brakes.
Yes.
And he slams them so hard that Verstappen, who's the car
in second place,
who's behind him, has to make a move to avoid running up the back of Oscar Piastri.
And essentially passes him in doing so.
Which he's not allowed to do, right? That's not what's meant to happen. And apparently the reason as the de facto safety car that you really slow everyone down is that you cool everyone's tyres down. And that gives you the best chance of taking off and making the best break away because you lose all your advantage when the safety car comes out. Like Oscar Piastri had been so far out ahead and then lost all that advantage because everyone had to slow down and follow.
So it's those little kind of playing of games.
Yeah, it's total gamesmanship.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone's a bit like, ooh,
Yeah, I watched it and it looked dangerous what he did.
It looked quite dangerous. Like I was like, if someone did that to you.
Seemed like a whole lot.
In a suburban street,
Yeah.
you'd be like swearing out the window and really like shaking your head and, waving your arms around.
Yeah.
And the commentators sort of were like, I think that's going to get reviewed by, I don't think they're called stewards, but I want to call the race people.
The FIA.
Whoever the overseers of the race are needed to go and review that. And it came through over the radios as the race is continuing that Oscar Piastri has incurred a 10-second penalty.
Yes.
And Oscar is pissed.
Yeah. He gets angry.
This is a guy who is the most contained, most straight-laced dude.
He doesn't show any emotions whatsoever.
Emotion, like nothing there. Like he's just so focused and he's such an athlete and that's fine. You don't have to be like, hyper animated in a sport. But he is seething at this result. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's not something though that he has to do. Does he end up pulling in in the race? Like, does he have to serve?
I think you can do either way. You can choose to take it once you go through the final checker flag, or you can take it in the box.
I can't remember which one he did, but at some point throughout the race, Lando passes him.
I'm pretty sure he did it in the box. So Lando
Lando passed him. That makes sense. So Lando's ahead of him. And really, by the end, Lando's only like 4 seconds ahead of him. And you hear Piastri over the radio say to his team, I'd like you to consider forcing Lando to cede first position, given the unfair penalty I incurred.
And they obviously said no.
And there was like quiet for like 5 minutes while you can imagine everyone going, how are we going to tell him? I really want him to still stay in the car. So who's going to tell him? Who's the guy? And then eventually whoever comes over the radio and says, we're just going to race it out now. Oscar, as you were, continue the race. And he's just so angry, so angry. Meanwhile, there's chaos going on everywhere. There's cars coming off the track. There's people going into walls.
I swear Yuki Tsunoda is on report every race.
He is the loosest unit.
He is a loose unit. He's either running into people.
He's in a really shit car.
No, I totally agree.
Hey, and that's the next conversation.
That's the next conversation. But Yuki is always on report.
Always. You just always
how does he?
If there's a bingle that goes on the track, I'm like, Yuki was there, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yuki. It's always Yuki. Was he swearing? It's Yuki. Yuki's there.
Definitely Yuki.
What was the most brilliant, I think, part of the day?
The most brilliant
was Nico Hülkenberg taking out third.
He's never been on a podium.
So I've got the stats here, Libby.
Please tell me. It's like
as we discussed.
It's over 200 starts or something,
so
isn't it?
He has had 239 starts.
In F1.
In F1. He's been in F1 for 15 years. That part is mind-blowing. I didn't realise that.
That's huge.
What a survivor.
Yeah, considering the calibre of people who have been turfed this year and the last few years, like the fact that he has just stayed true for 15 years
is amazing.
Incredible.
So his first podium ever after 239 starts and 15 years, he didn't know the podium process.
Cute.
Which is so cute. So they go up to this little room afterwards, which is kind of weird, and it's like they're sort of being marshaled in there, and there's a screen that shows replays of the race, and they all have chairs, and they're meant to organise their helmet in podium order. And Nico comes in. He hasn't brought his helmet. He didn't know.
Why did I bring my helmet?
What is this process you're talking about? So Lando brings his helmet in for him and places it on the shelf. I'm like, this is so cute.
That's adorable.
And then, because Sauber hadn't anticipated that Nico Hülkenberg, who started at
19th, he started at 19th.
And came up to third. They hadn't quite anticipated that they would be celebrating that day, so they didn't have any cold champagne. So the other teams, I love this so much, the other teams ran champagne and drinks over to that team so that they could celebrate. That's how much it's loved. They were like, they have to have some drinks and champagne to celebrate.
That is just delightful.
Isn't that the best?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, you guys do have a heart. And it was also lovely, I guess, to see Lando win a home Grand Prix.
Yes.
That was pretty special.
That was very special. And I am of the opinion that Oscar was in...
I think Oscar was in the wrong. And I understand that he would be a little bit frustrated.
Totally. Obviously, he's a competitor.
I was going to say, I would think if you had a race where you'd had a call that went against you.
Yeah, you'd be pissed off.
You'd be super pissed. To the media, you'd be like, it's just a bit unfair. You would have been like, nice, sunny Libby, but inside you would have been dying.
Seething. Yeah.
I did like that Oscar was like,
What's the first time he showed any character? Like, not character, but like showed some like interest.
Emotion.
Yeah.
So he got called over for a post-race interview and he said, look, I don't actually think I should talk to you because nothing I'm going to say is going to be good.
Even
Nothing
that
good
is great.
And I was like, no, put that microphone at the
right
what
in
else
his
is he
face.
going to say? The interviewer said, look, I do have to ask, what happened? He's like, it happens in every race. Everyone does it all the time. I don't understand why I've been pulled out for something that we see time after time, weekend after weekend. And he's not wrong. They just don't see it to the extent they did. They
as
did
aggressively as what he did.
It was quite hostile.
Yeah.
But great to see Oscar,
Yes, fire up,
draw a
mate.
line in the sand.
Well, I wonder.
He will not be crossed.
I wonder if it's because it's getting tight at that pointy end.
Oh,
he's not dominating.
He wants it.
He wants it, and he can see it, and he can taste it now. And it's like
we want Oscar. We want Oscar.
Obviously, we want Oscar to win.
This is just a dip, Oscar. Come back up. You'll be right.
I couldn't even form a good segue in my head because I'm so excited about the next.
So then
the next part.
So then Silverstone happens.
It happens.
And then in the days that follow, we get the most outrageous news we've heard.
It was like a half-hour period of time.
Really?
Yes.
Are you joking? From when the race finished?
No, not from when the race finished. But like on social media, it went, Christian Horner's leaving Red Bull effective immediately. And then it was like, and this guy's coming in as the next CEO and this guy's coming in as the race principal of Racing Bulls. I'm like, what is going on?
So it dropped overnight, and because
it would have been like 2 days after.
One of us was on Instagram, we caught it quite quickly, and it was
as we do.
I mean, sometimes we're very cold on this thing, and that's why we're talking to you about it 2 weeks later. But when we saw it at the time, I went through a couple of different sites, and it was on F1 official Instagram page, and holy shit, they've actually got rid of
it's a real thing.
And it's been quite calculated, obviously, because they've been able to come out quite quickly and say, here's the replacement.
I think it was a good strategy because there's been 3 weeks between Silverstone and the next Grand Prix.
Yeah, so they've obviously decided to do it in a break period of time, which is good corporate strategy, I would say. Interestingly, he's been fired. He doesn't know why.
Well, I think
we could all draw some conclusions.
Like, maybe just look back at the last few years.
So for those who haven't been immersed in the weedy areas of
the underbelly of F1,
there's been a lot of chatter about, or there's been allegations put to Christian about his inappropriate behaviour with members of female staff.
Right.
Those allegations were fiercely denied by Horner.
Yes, and
were investigated.
And all allegations were dropped, I believe.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they were dropped or they were found to be unfounded or...
Okay. I think, and unfortunately, what has become more important in this situation, even though that is, I think, incredibly important part of the story, it seems that Jos Verstappen, Max's dad, just doesn't like Christian Horner.
So the thing that's led to Christian having to walk the plank, and that was the term we used when Ricciardo got dropped.
Yes.
It was not the absolute scandal that involved his workplace behaviour.
Yeah, no,
with female staff.
That's apparently fine.
That's not sackable. It was potentially the feedback from Max's dad and the underperformance of the car.
Yes.
So that's where we draw.
Well, and the tumultuous, I mean, they've got rid of Checo, Perez, he got dumped. They got Liam Lawson in instead. He got dumped after 2 races. And now Yuki Tsunoda's just taking everyone out in the race.
Well, and what Max Verstappen has said is that it's a really hard car to drive.
Yeah, it's awful.
He felt terrible that Lawson got dropped because Max is struggling to drive that car and he's like the best in the world.
Yeah.
How can a new rookie drive a car like that?
Correct.
Other scandalous information that's come through is that someone tracking Max's plane.
Oh, this was like...
Max's plane,
his private plane.
Max's private plane apparently stopped over on a Greek island that Toto was on.
There was pictures of Toto and Max walking together onto a plane, and everyone was like, "What's in Toto's briefcase? Could it be a contract for Mercedes?"
Just to be clear, we clearly are just reading what everyone else is reading on the internet. We have no
Isn't
inside
that what
line.
podcasting is?
So it looks like Red Bull have said it's Max or Christian.
Can I just say, so those allegations of Max talking to Mercedes, well, not specifically Max, but Max's people talking to Mercedes happened before Silverstone.
Absolutely. So there were murmurings going
there was
on.
Murmurings
They've
and no denying from any camp, no denying from Mercedes, no denying from Max's
camp. Was it a
camp.
negotiation tactic? So if you're trying to get the best result out of Red Bull, do you go and start talking to Mercedes? And go and just like
absolutely.
Put up we're talking to Mercedes.
But I think that's exactly what's happened is that Verstappen has used that and is like, it's Christian or me. And they've gone, we're keeping Max, understandably.
I just don't want to see Toto get used.
I feel like Max is still going to leave.
Well, and this is the gamble, right? So it could be that they get to the end of the season and Red Bull have lost Christian, who built that from nothing into an incredible – his statistics are ridiculous.
Yeah,
and I don't
outrageous.
think any of us knew – well, I'm sure lots of people knew this. I certainly didn't.
Unless it was on Drive to Survive, I don't know it.
So he was with Red Bull for 21 seasons, 14 drivers, 124 race wins, which is the second best of any team manager, 8 driver championships and 6 constructors championships. Wow. That's just incredible.
Yeah, that's unbelievable record for sure.
And he's had a couple of bad years.
Well – He needs full credit for that.
Yes.
And I think it's time for him to move on.
Just don't hurt Toto in the process. I won't have it.
If Max hurts Toto.
Don't mess with him.
But then with Mercedes, who did they drop? Like George Russell's been so consistent and Kimmy's the future.
They'd have to drop George.
It would be George, obviously. But
I feel for George. How's George feeling in all of this?
I think someone needs to check on George.
Is George okay?
I don't know if he's okay. I want to know.
Also, how is Lewis? Because this is a lot of attention on everyone else and he is in a shit car.
I saw a picture of Lewis on social media at the gym and I think Lewis is doing okay. He looks very well.
The other deep dive, of course, that has to happen at this time of year.
Thank you. I'm forcing you into this.
Oh, I love it. Excuse me, you're not the only one who watches the goddamn Tour de France.
Obviously I am because there's no one else who's watching it.
It's just a little ride that's happening
across
in the French Alps, whatever. Okay, tell me all your thoughts. You lead this.
It's so – I have never watched something that I just go, how and why do people do this?
I've been trying to rack my brain.
It's brutal.
Of any other sport where you perform for such a long period of time.
Yeah, 3 weeks of doing up to 200 kilometres a day.
I was trying to work out, is it like doing a marathon a day?
No, I don't know. Physically, I don't know. Maybe.
What other sport does this?
I have no idea, but it is brutal. It's brutal not only in just the physical demands of what the sport asks of you, but also in the danger of crashing.
Which is so
every
possible.
Every day there's a crash. Every day someone's broken a collarbone and is abandoning the tour. Yesterday, Remco Evenepoel pulled out because he's just not feeling it. He's obviously feeling very unwell, which I get.
Yeah. It was interesting because really early on, one of the sprinters,
Jasper Philipsen,
he crashed and that's it.
Yeah, he was wearing the green jersey. He'd had a couple of stage wins. He was in really good form.
He was in the top of the classification last year.
Yeah, it's so brutal. And then he had a crash and he broke his collarbone and he's out.
That's it.
Yeah. Done.
All that training in the bin.
Yeah, well, it's been a really fascinating tour. I think I've only been watching for the last few years. However,
in your deep
understanding and knowledge of the sport, it seems like a really excruciating tour. The pace that they're keeping at, the climbs that they're doing, the back-to-back days of climbing just seems extraordinary. And it's been so fascinating to watch because it's very clear that Tadej Pogacar is a class above.
Yeah.
Even from Jonas Vingegaard, who has easily been second place and has won 2 previous tours before that.
Yeah.
But he's easily second place.
Yeah.
But Tadej is just a whole other level.
Tadej even himself had a crash the other day.
Yeah.
And the little men in blue who were the neutral repair people pulled up beside him and it was like a pit stop.
It was unbelievable.
How quickly this guy got the chain back on or fixed whatever it was. I don't even know. And then pushed him back.
Yeah.
And then what was fascinating is Ben Healy, who was at that point, I don't know if he was at the front of the peloton.
Yeah.
He told the whole peloton that they would slow down and wait for Pogacar to catch back up. And I thought that was such quite extraordinary sportsmanship.
Incredible sportsmanship.
And respect for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, my husband and I were talking about it. I would be like, why don't you just keep going?
Yeah.
Like,
he's dead to us now.
No, but like, this is part of racing, right? Like, unfortunately, we crash sometimes, and then you just got to keep on with it. And it was really, I don't know, it was very heartening to kind of see that in such a ruthless sport.
Yeah. And maybe it speaks to the type of racer that Pogacar is as well, that he has done the same thing in the past.
And you know what's been really interesting for me, because I have watched the Tour de France Unchained on Netflix.
Oh, have you? I didn't know.
I don't know
That's
if you know,
news to me, Libby.
It's brand new information.
Hang on, have you watched the latest season?
I've watched halfway through because you
didn't have time.
I didn't
because they released it too close to the goddamn tour.
They stuffed it up so much. Like,
why did they do that?
Me the amount of weeks of like the amount of episodes it is, that's the amount of weeks it needs to be released before.
Because then, surprise, surprise, we then stay up all night.
Correct.
Watching the actual tour.
Correct. 100%. I mean, there's a whole other thing that they're cancelling that, which I just think is ridiculous. However, what has been interesting is that I've been watching, because Jonas was my guy. He was absolutely like, I love him.
But Jonas seems to have shrunk.
No, he's so passive. And I'm like, I'm such a bitch.
Such a hardcore athlete sometimes.
No, he's so passive. And
you're just like, I love him, I hate him, I love him, I hate him.
No, I'm a fair weather friend. Don't get me as a supporter. No,
you know we work together, right?
A fair weather friend. But what is really interesting is they kind of, and it wasn't even too terrible, but they really did paint Tadej as kind of the bad.
Really?
More of the villain. Not a super villain.
What, in Unchained?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not like a crazy villain. Not like a
menacing.
Not like a Max Verstappen, which they did in F1. Right?
That's just because Max didn't want to be interviewed for Drive to Survive.
Totally, and they kind of painted him
like,
worse than he actually was.
We'll get the villain at it.
Correct. Like Tadej is beautiful. Like he is such a sweet guy,
and you're seeing it come through on some of the socials.
No, but
as
that's
well.
exactly right. I'm taking in so much more social. So much. It's just F1 and Tour de France. Exactly. And CEO Coldplay concert. That just dominated my feed for about 48 hours and it was the best thing ever. Oh my God. But with Tadej, I'm taking up so much more information about him and he's so sweet. Like he's asking about his partner who is also a cyclist and she's currently racing in
the Tour de Femmes.
Yeah, no, the Giro d'Italia.
Oh, because the Femmes hasn't started.
The Femmes starts next week.
Okay.
But he was asking about how she's going.
Oh, I love
while he's racing.
Yes.
Aronsman won a stage ahead of Tadej and Jonas.
Yep.
Like it was a breakaway. It was his first stage win.
Oh, cute.
And Aronson was like, oh, thank you for not attacking at the bottom of the hill because he wouldn't have been able to make it. And Tadej was like, no, that's how a breakaway should win. Like you did it. That was all you. Like, well done. And like
the narrator comes in and goes,
it was not the case.
We all knew that Tadej could have.
Yes, he absolutely would have won if he wanted
to. But today was not the day.
Like he genuinely went out of his way to congratulate this guy and like, because everyone knows that he's a class above. Like,
well, everyone's like, so you're winning this,
right? Class above. Like, if he wants to win, he'll win.
I love it. So now, at my son's school, we celebrate Bastille Day. Not on Bastille Day, at a day that is not Bastille Day.
Makes sense.
The logic is flawed. But as part of that celebration, every year the kids dress up as something French.
Amazing.
And one of the things I love about the winter holidays is that we, at 3:00 every afternoon, turn on the SBS replay because we can't get internet TV. So we can only watch live free to air.
Love it.
And we know that at 3:00 the tour comes on. And so we would sit down and watch that every afternoon with the kids. And at first they were like, ugh. And then they sort of cottoned on. And,
yes, how awesome it is.
And we did that we've done that for a couple of years. And so my youngest the other day at dinner he'd been pondering it obviously a bit. And he said, I think for Bastille Day, I'm going to go as Poggy.
Yes.
I'm going to wear a yellow jersey. I'm going to wear a yellow T-shirt and bike pants and we're going to do a cardboard cutout bike.
I love him. Love him.
And So it's amazing how like everybody has attached to this personality, and maybe we didn't like him because he was toppling Jonas, and we all really like Jonas. And Jonas is a really sweet guy.
Jonas is just deliciously sweet. I just want to wrap him up.
Libby, he's a grown man.
No, I know, but I just want to wrap him up and just be like, yes, Jonas. But Tade's just got the fire, but then he's really sweet as well.
The other character I am loving in the Tour de France is Ben Healy. He is an absolute vibe. Yes, he is so cool. So cool. Go and look at some of the socials about Ben Healy.
I need to look more into Ben Healy. The other person that you need to follow on social media, Victor Campenaerts.
Oh.
So he is in Team Visma Lisa Bike. He is
the fact that you can remember the team names is extraordinary to me because
I'm deep.
They are complex. They change all the goddamn time.
I'm deep. Victor Campenaerts has just moved to Visma Lisa Bike. He is a domestique for Jonas Vingegaard.
God, I love the domestique.
He's a domestique.
I've loved seeing
He's a super domestique, obviously.
The best.
One of the best. But he, on his social media, does a daily vlog, and it's him kind of talking to another teammate, Matteo Jorgensen, who is an American. And
is he the one racing in the Stars and Stripes?
No, that's Quinn Simmons.
Okay. Yes, it is.
With the mullet and the handlebar mustache.
Yes. Yep.
Also a character.
Yeah.
But no, Matteo Jorgensen has a little, he's like a redhead with a little mustache, but he does a delightful little fact about each stage that they're racing in. And it's really cute. They're really funny. Go and have a look at Victor Campenaerts.
We will share some of that to our socials as well. The other thing I really need the SBS crew to unpack for us are the practical things. Like, does every team have a yellow jersey on hand for their team should someone win? Like, who's fitting out these guys?
No.
Who's got all the socks and all the like green and spotty things? All like when they get the yellow jersey, it's top to toe yellow.
No, they make it that day.
I want to see that bus.
I know.
I want to see that caravan.
Yes, well, David McKenzie, who does Tech Talk, he needs to go and do that.
That would be amazing because every day I look at it and I'm like, so what? So this is a new yellow jersey. So where is this kit coming from? Well, who's got the socks that are the right size?
I adore the commentary from the SBS team.
Oh, they're so good.
Matt Keenan, Simon Gerrans, Bridie O'Donnell is my favourite,
they're
obviously.
Brilliant.
But the only thing that I do not play a drinking game on them saying today's stage because they say it multiple times.
But they have to commentate people on a bike for 4 hours.
You would be under the table.
Look, we were going to talk about some other things that we've been watching, but I think we should do a whole separate episode on the documentaries that we've consumed.
Yes, I agree.
And in that, I think we will discuss, if you approve, Libby, our thoughts about the F1 movie.
We have thoughts.
Because we haven't actually seen it yet.
No, we haven't seen it yet.
Because we feel conflicted. But I reckon by the time we record another episode, one of us will have
watched it.
Because
we can push down our convictions.
Yeah.
We can
because
sell
who
our
doesn't
soul.
love a great cinema movie? And part of me also wants to take the older kids. So
yes, we'll do that.
Let's make the documentaries the next episode.
Yeah, good idea.
Because,
we'll hold on to that because we've deep dived on F1 and the Tour de France.
And it needed the time to breathe. It would be disrespectful to try and
totally
more
agree.
Here.
Yes, I totally agree.
We had to give the sporties the full debrief. We know,
we also needed to give ourselves the full debrief.
We literally have not spoken about this because we needed to talk about it on the pod, and it's been really hard.
It's been so hard.
It's been like we're such losers.
This is what we've become in our 40s,
We
Georgie.
don't talk about it in real life because we're like, oh, no.
Hold it for the podcast.
We need to talk about it on the pod because we know you want to be part of this.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Sportish. You can catch us on our socials at Being Sportish.
Oh, my God, we've been talking for 40 minutes.
Exactly. That's why I'm wrapping this shit up.
Fair enough.
Went so quickly. You can catch us on our socials at Being Sportish. We would love it if you could hit follow on the podcast. That
like, subscribe.
If you hit follow, that means you'll get a notification when we drop an episode, and it also helps other people find us. Like one of our listeners was like, but why do I have to give you a review? She said she loved us, so I wasn't trying to coerce her into anything. She
You must review us.
But I was like, it's just so helpful because we're independent-ish and we're little and we're not part of a big network.
Yeah.
It just helps other people find us.
I totally agree.
We thank you for taking the time to give us a little review. We thank you for hitting follow. There's a button in all your podcast apps.
If you have a moment, just press 5 stars.
Just help a friend.
Yeah. you know, we love it.
We would appreciate it. And we'll be back in your ears next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.